Good morning, everybody. My name's Sue Renshaw, and I've got the pleasure of taking your children and the children in your care through to the end of Year 11. It's really brilliant to join a brand new year group. Obviously, I've not had the experience so far of taking them through Year 7, but I'm getting to know them very quickly, and they seem like an absolutely wonderful bunch. So well done so far. Now, some of you may know me because I've had some of your previous children in my year groups. If so, welcome again for the next journey. Some of you may know me because I'm local to Newquay, and some of you may know me because I've had the pleasure of teaching you in the past. So I'm looking forward to meeting you all again over these next 4 years that we are together. So, a bit about this presentation. You will know much of the information that's included, but there are a few changes to how we are running the report system and our independent learning programme in Year 8. So there are slides included here for you to follow through in your own time. And then tomorrow evening, Wednesday, the 28th, we are going to have a Q&A session where Miss Summers and I will be available, and we will endeavour to answer any questions you have at the start of Year 8. So I want to say that we are here for the students to make the very best of their time at Tretheris. We're in the business of education, and what we really want is to get them to the stage that they're ready when they're 16 to move on to whichever pathway they want to follow for the next stage of their educational career. We're a big, busy year group, as you know, almost 300 students, with more coming every day. So we're busy, but we are buzzing and we are happy, and we're going to be very, very positive to start off. I hope you feel that you're able to get in touch should there be something you'd like to discuss. But if I could please remind you that there are 2 of us in the office and there are 300 students, but we will endeavour to get back to you as quickly as we possibly can and to help sort out any issues that might arise. The easiest way to get in touch with Miss Summers and myself is via email at year8@tretheris.net. We are both slightly obsessed with emails, and we do check it all the time, and I can check that anywhere, whereas if you phone, I'm not very regularly near a phone, but we will endeavour to get back to you within the 3 working days period that we have established here. But I'm thrilled to be talking to you. I can't wait to see some of you in person. Perhaps as the year goes on, we will be able to have meetings where we can see each other face to face. But just an introduction really, and just to tell you all that I'm thrilled to be taking this year group. So far I've set them a few tasks, and I tell you what, they have answered those tasks with relish, and it's been tremendous to get to know them. So please have a look through the slides, and on Wednesday between 6 and 7, Miss Summers and I will be available to answer any questions you have. Or if you've got questions already, please email us and I will try and get back to you before the session. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
We also want you to learn at Tratheris and really succeed academically. We have a curriculum that's judicious, which means it's purposeful for you. We've thought about you as our Newquay children and what we think you need. Our curriculums are rich. They go beyond your exams and give you lots of knowledge and exciting experiences for you to learn. Our curriculum is ambitious and challenging and will really stretch and motivate you, and it's well sequenced, which means we've thought about what you already know in Year 6 and have built upon that to make sure you get the best possible learning. We have one curriculum at Newquay Tratheris and it's made up of 4 parts. Our academic curricula, which is your subjects, our pastoral curricula, so everything you get in form time through your assemblies programme, lots of extracurricular activities and programmes, and a careers curricula to make sure you're always heading for your next goal each year. And those 4 elements make up our Newquay Tratheris curriculum. And the aims of this curriculum are for you to achieve highly, engage fully, communicate convincingly, and decide wisely. Your teachers will be talking to you about these things, but that's what we want from you at the end of your time at Tratheris, and what ultimately you should want for yourselves. So, to help you navigate your way through all those new pieces of knowledge and new skills that you'll need to learn, remember and acquire, we've tried to help by developing what we've called learning journals. Each term you'll be given a learning journal, and Mr. Tench, who's your learning lead for your year group, will be telling you about them each term. What these learning journals are is a list of knowledge and skills that you need to know each term for every subject. These lists will help you learn and revise, and you can start to sort and organise your revision using these learning journals. You'll be hearing more about how to use them over this term. There'll be assemblies, and in your tutor times on Fridays, we'll start helping you use them as you sort your revision. As you'll know from the last few years, sometimes there's been a bit of disruption, hasn't there? But this isn't anything you have to worry about Tratheris. If you have to isolate at home because you test positive, our aim, provided you're well enough, is to mimic the school day as closely as possible. So you'll log into your Teams account and join the lessons live, just following your normal timetable. Here's a list of instructions as to how to do that, and your computing teachers will be talking to you about this over the next few weeks.
Hello, my name is Mrs. King and I'm in charge of Newquay Tratheris' Independent Learning Strategy, which is our homework policy. Independent learning is any work that is set to be completed outside of lessons that is not directly supervised by a teacher. This work will support your child to build knowledge and skills and therefore make improved progress. We've asked staff where possible to link the independent learning they set to our SORT revision strategy. This means tasks might include summarising learning using different techniques, including flashcards, revision clocks or Cornell notes. They might be asked to organise their learning by identifying strengths and weaknesses on personal learning checklists or learning journals. Students might be given time to recall their learning, which means using rote learning techniques such as blurting or look, cover, say, check to practice remembering information. They might finally be asked to test themselves using low-stakes quizzes or high-stakes questions. All of Key Stage 3 independent learning and most of Key Stage 4 independent learning will be set via the Class Charts app. Some Key Stage 4 independent learning and all of Key Stage 5 independent learning will be set via Teams. Regardless of this, we ask all parents to download the Class Charts app. This is because you will receive notifications and announcements via Class Charts, and you'll also be able to track praise and behaviour points. If you do not have your Class Charts login, you can get this from inquiries@tratheris.net. If you point the camera of your smartphone at the QR code displayed at the top right of this slide, you'll be able to access a handy parent guide. We appreciate that there are some barriers to completing independent learning at home, so we've now created new study zones which are open to all students in Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4, Mondays to Thursdays 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. The study zones are manned by a member of staff who's on hand to support, and there is ICT and other resources available to complete independent learning tasks. Students in Key Stage 5 also have access to the study room, Mondays to Fridays, periods 1 to periods 5. As well as the study zone and study rooms, there are other support mechanisms that we have in place. If a student fails to complete the independent learning task on the first deadline, or it's not handed in to a sufficient standard, they'll be issued a H1, a homework warning. This does not incur any behaviour points. Students have the opportunity to rectify the problem and hand the missing piece of independent learning to their teacher the next day. If a student still fails to meet the deadline the next day, or still hands in a piece of work that's not been completed to an adequate standard, they'll be issued a H2. Again, this doesn't carry any behaviour points, but students now have to go to the study zone 24 hours later to complete the work under supervision by a member of support staff. That way, we have removed any barriers to completion, such as lack of access to ICT or lack of resources, and students have a member of staff on hand to support them to get that independent learning completed that they were unable to do at home. If a student fails to attend the H2 study zone, or they still hand in a piece of work that's not completed to an adequate standard, they will be then issued with a sanction. At this point, they'll be issued a H3, a homework head of department detention. They now have a behaviour point and they'll be expected to complete that missing piece of outstanding independent learning under supervision of a member of staff in the department. By monitoring class charts, you'll be able to support your child to organise their independent learning, ensure they meet deadlines and keep track of any behaviour points that are issued.